So, Maan, please say the prayer.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. So, today, class, we're going to have a new lesson. So, before that, I will try to test you if you have background knowledge about our topic today. So, I want you to get a piece of paper. Okay. So, number one, I want to show you one procedure. So, close your eyes. I want you to think of an ice cube left on the table for several minutes. I want you to think of a paper burning under the fire, and I want you to think of paper being crumbled. So open your eyes. So what did you notice? What do you think will happen to the ice cube on the table? Ready? Yes. Okay. How about you, Caroline? What will happen to the paper burn?
It will turn into ashes.
Okay. How about you, Larry? How about the paper crumbles?
It will turn into chemicals.
Are you sure?
It will turn into paper.
The paper crumbles? Oh, I think Maan could help you. Maan, could you please help Larry? What will happen to the crumpled paper?
The crumpled paper can be turned into a ball or in different shapes. If you squeeze it.
Very good. So today, our discussion will be all about matter. So do you know matter?
Yes.
No. So everything you see around it, matter. So the chair about matter. So what do you think is matter? June, do you know matter?
Matter is a thing.
Yes. How about you, Gladys?
Occupies space.
Correct. So matter is anything that occupies space and has mass or weight. So can you give me an example of matter? Larry?
Example of matter is table.
Correct. So in matter, we have three different characteristics. So the first characteristic is, I'll give you a clue, class. So this illustration, what can you see in this?
Sports car.
Larry.
Sports car.
Sports car. What is sports car?
Sports car is the one who will race in the.
Correct. So the sports car is made out of
Matter.
Matter. But what is it basically composed of?
Metal.
Metal. Correct. So sports car is different shapes. So regardless of sa class, ang solid will always be the same. So a good example would be a stone. So di ba, you have seen a stone?
Yes.
The stone is round. So it is because the stone is round, it is solid, which makes it hard. So one example of solid is hard. And another characteristics of matter is this. What is this? Gladys, can you please stand up?
Pool.
What do you see in the illustration? Water. Then what do you call this? Liquid. Okay. So the second characteristic of glass is a liquid. Liquid is all about water. So here is a good example of liquid. Mineral water. Water we drink.
Wow.
And last but not the least, we have this one. What do you call this one?
Balloon.
Larry, what is inside the balloon?
Air.
Air. And
Oxygen.
What's another term for air?
Sir.
Ira, I think you could help Larry. What's another term for air?
Gas or helium.
Okay, correct. Gas. So we have three characteristics of matter, which is solid, liquid, and gas. And because of this, they also have different molecule combinations. So before we go into that, matter is composed of what? Composed of something. Small particles. What do you call the small particles? Gladys? What do you call the small particles that composes our matter? Correct. So when we talk about atoms, these are small particles that makes up matter. And then if these small atoms combine, they are called molecules. So what do you call that, class? When the atoms combine, what do you call that?
Molecule.
Correct. So today I'm going to show you the molecule composition of a gas. So in this illustration, the color orange are the what we call atoms. So in this case, because air moves, doesn't have definite shape, it has very its molecules are spread likewise. So that is why when we put oxygen anywhere, so a good example of this would be our balloons like this. Put air, then we are able to form definite shape because of the container that contains the air. Then our second characteristic is the liquid. So you also see that these are the atoms of the liquid. So they are what have you observed, Larry?
They are closest to one another.
Yeah, they're more closer compared to the oxygen. That's why they also take shape of any container containing them, just like what we drink mineral water. Last but not the least, we have the solid. So what have you noticed? Ira, what have you noticed about the molecular structure of the solid?
They are very close to each other.
Correct. So that's what makes solid hard, because the molecular structures are close. So today we're going to have an activity group to be grouped into 3 groups, so 2 students per group. So this group will be the group of solids, liquid, and gas. So when I say an example of a matter, you will stand up and say your property aloud. So let's try this. Stone will be about the changes in matter. So I'll give you a clue. So if I crumple this paper, what will happen to this? It will change into what? Gladys? Change of shape, correct. So, just what do you call this change? Correct. Physical change. So the 2 changes of matter is one of it physical. So could you give me your own definition of physical change, Caroline?
Physical change has something to do with no change at all.
Correct. So in physical change, there is no change in the chemical properties of the matter. So could you read the definition, Larry?
Physical change, a matter undergoes physical change, only physical appearance change.
Okay, correct. So could you give me an example, Ira, of physical change?
The paper.
Okay. And then the second change in matter is, if I burn a stick, what will happen to the stick? June.
It will become black.
Correct. It will turn to ashes. So what will be what do you call this change? Gladys.
Chemical change.
Correct. Chemical change.
Oh, very good.
So in chemical change, what do you observe? What do you observe in the burned stick or in the burned paper? Caroline.
What?
Can you define chemical change in your own words?
Chemical change, it has something to do in forming a new form of matter.
Correct. So in chemical change, Matter undergoes chemical, there is a new formation of matter. The matter looks different and has a different characteristics. So, good example of this would be the burned wood. So, first, wood pa lang siya. Then later, pagkasunog niya, na niya siyang ashes. So, itong ashes, mo to siya ikitawag nga yung matter. Understood matter, I want you to look in our city. So what have you noticed? Have you noticed that since we use cars, we burn a lot of fuels? And then in this burning of fuels, there is a new chemical form which is carbon monoxide. So if you live near SM, instead of taking a ride in the jeep, you could walk or maybe ride bicycle because it saves us fuel, thus saves our environment. So what can you do, students, in protecting our environment? So we need to conserve our resources. So we need to conserve water, food, and then our gasoline, because we also want our grandsons to experience what we have experienced today, right?
Yes!
So don't you want your children to be able to ride the car for the next like 50 years?
Sure!
Yes. Okay. So today, since we have already known, we're going to have a quiz. So I want to know if you have understood what I have discussed. So I want you to get another piece of paper. Okay. Number 1. I want you to get your assignment notebooks, class. Then in your assignment notebook, I want you to write an essay about conserving resources. This is to be passed tomorrow. So, please stand up, class. Larry, please read the prayer.
In the name of the Father, and Son, and Holy Spirit.
Amen!
Lord, thank you sa tanan, Lord. Lord, I hope, Lord, na pag-always bigay sa amin ang hope na naku ang grace ng mga katuon po niyo sa mga Go teacher.